All right, Larry Kruger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video. A familiar face is back. We'll talk about that coming up next. But first, we're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week, guys, from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. It's all great. Oh, the barbecue chicken, the house-made sausages, the pulled pork is phenomenal with the smoke rings. I think the potato salad is outstanding. The brisket chili. Oh, it's all amazing. Check out Pig and a Pickle. And this video brought to you by Mojo Fantasy. I'm loving working with Mojo Fantasy. Use that link in the description and use the promo code Krug, K-R-U-E-G, and get your first deposit matched up to $100. Well, the 49ers made a announcement today. They have announced that they have re-signed Ty Davis-Price, the running back, to the practice squad, and subsequently created room by releasing wide receiver Isaiah Winstead. Ty Davis-Price is a 6'1", 220-pound running back. Niners took him in the third round, 93rd overall in the 2022 draft, and he's only appeared in 7 games in his career, with 40 carries for 120 yards. This year, he appeared in 1 game. He had 6 carries for 21 yards, and he was waived by the team earlier this month, December 5th, just 2 days ago, but he cleared waivers. And so now the Niners get him back, and they put him on the practice squad. He's a 23-year-old. He's a native of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, went to LSU for 3 years, 2019 through 2021, appeared in 35 games for the Tigers, 379 carries for 1,744 rushing yards and 15 touchdowns. Ty Davis-Price, Tyrion Jacob Davis-Price. That's his full name. I really like the kid. I mean, seriously, I was really surprised when they waived him. Why? Because he looked really good in camp, and he's a 6'1", 220-pound running back who runs with pretty good power, and he's got some talent. So it's not like, oh my God, nobody wants this guy or he's no good at all. He's pretty good. This guy won a national championship at LSU. As I said, he's a powerful runner. He's 220 pounds. He's got good speed. So I've been a Ty Davis-Price fan for a while. I liked him a lot in the draft, and I was excited when they drafted him. And so far, I mean, he's just gotten caught up in a numbers game for the most part. I mean, that's really it. You got Christian McCaffrey, he's the MVP of the league. You got Elijah Mitchell, who's a very popular player with the Niner coaching staff. And then you've got, JP Mason. So there hasn't been a lot of time for Ty Davis-Price to establish himself at all. But he had a really good camp, and this is a guy who stepped in as a true freshman on the LSU 2019 national championship team, and he scored 6 touchdowns on the ground in 14 games. Averaged 4.6 a carry. He was a top 10 running back recruit nationally from Southern Lab High School in Baton Rouge. So he was always thought to be a really, really talented player. He had 286 yards rushing in a game against Florida when he was at LSU. He's a big, athletic running back that's got size, and he's got explosiveness, and he's got the SEC pedigree. And I just think that he's a little enigmatic in that, there's at times he looks a little indecisive. Sometimes he looks like he wants to be a little bit more of a finesse runner. But, man, every time I watch him, he gets a little bit better. And, they were hailing him this summer as one of the hardest working guys in the Niner organization. He's got great athletic ability. He will finish his runs. He's got size. He's got upside. He's got speed. So, I mean, you don't see that kind of size and athletic talent all wrapped up into one. This guy accelerates and cuts like a much smaller running back. He's kind of a volume guy. He's not necessarily going to excite you with one particular run. But if you had to lean on him, I think he could get the job done. He runs over his pads with good running back bend. He can be a lead blocker. He can process what he sees. He's a smart guy. He can be a battering ram. He's one of those guys that's very physical. He'll drop his shoulders and, collide with tacklers and he'll drag them for extra yardage. He's got a lot of run power. He needs to show a little bit more patience. His feel for blocking is just kind of in its infancy. He's still very much a developmental player. His instincts are not elite. You'll see him run up his lineman's back from time to time. And, there's people that have questioned the ball security, but he's been pretty good in that category with the Niners. His hands are just okay. He's not the best receiver ever. But you're talking about a useful NFL running back that if you lost Mason and Mitchell and McCaffrey, I think you could go with Ty Davis Price and be just fine. I really do. I don't think that he has anything, there's nothing, no part of his game that you sit there and go, you know what? He's just not really NFL. He's 220 some odd pounds and he's got good speed. I mean, the guy ran 4.48 at, 220 pounds. He's got a 1.54 10-yard split, plenty quick, 30-inch vertical, which is good lower body explosiveness. I like him. 6 feet, 215 pounds, pretty big hands, sub 4.5 speed. There's worse running backs. And I'm a little surprised, to be completely honest, that with all the injuries around football, that nobody thought they wanted a 220-pound back who runs 4.48, played at LSU, and has a lot of talent. Nobody, not one team in the league wanted this guy. I'm surprised by that. But that's, their loss is the 49ers gain. He goes onto the practice squad, and he gives them just another insurance policy. Once again, is he better than McCaffrey? No. JP Mason's a little bit faster, I think, and, a little bigger. So, Elijah Mitchell has better pick and slide, holds onto the football, has better straight line speed, more moves. There's no question. I'm not saying that this guy's getting screwed and he should be playing. He's fourth string for a reason. McCaffrey's an MVP. Elijah Mitchell's a starter. I think JP Mason has a world of talent and probably could be a very well above average NFL starter. But I think Ty Davis Price is an NFL back as well. And I would not be shocked if he has a good career coming forward. It just hasn't happened yet for Ty Davis Price. But as I said, the size, the speed, the style of running, the physicality, it's all there. It's all there. This kid has an NFL future. So good move by the Niners. I mean, obviously they needed to create roster spot for the extra DB and did, and they needed to transition TDP from the active roster to the practice squad. He can be plucked at any point by another team, but I like him, and I think he's got a bright future ahead. All right, thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Thanks to Mojo Fantasy. Use that link in the description. Use the promo code Krug, and they will match you on your first deposit up to $100. And thanks to all you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.